What's up, y'all? How are you guys doing? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing my recipe for this gorgeous pot of egusi soup with you. Now this soup is great for festive seasons, or if you just want to indulge a specific craving like me. I had a very specific idea of what I wanted in the soup, and then I wrote down a list and went after every item until it got close to perfection, and only then did I start to make the soup. Now one thing, do not believe what they tell you about Nigerian soups not being healthy. They do come pretty health packed, and I'm going to show you in just a couple of seconds some of those health benefits. Now if you're new here, welcome. We like to have you here. I like to have you here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, the red one down below, and keep coming back every Friday for my recipes. And let's go have some fun in the kitchen, guys. This is going to take about some 10 minutes, but trust me, this will be the best 10 minutes of your life today, because I share this wonderful recipe with you that you can use for a long time. Let's go have some fun. So first of all, I start off with marinating my oxtail so that it's properly seasoned. I'm starting with 1 stock cube, and what next? All-purpose seasoning and my oxtail spice, island seasoning, it's really good, and my Lowry seasoned salt. Once you start with Lowry seasoning, it's kind of difficult to go back to regular white salt, but yeah. And then here I have powdered or ground pepper, ground dried pepper, and I'm adding about 1 tablespoon of my green seasoning. I would link you to where I made that. And just so you know, I'm marinating this overnight. Like I said, I had a vivid picture of what I wanted this soup to taste and look like. And here I have some lamb chops, and I'm seasoning again with almost the same things that I use for the oxtail, except for this peri seasoning. Yeah, I should do a video about different types of seasonings that I have, so you kind of have an idea of what to get. And there I just added the crushed ginger, and then I'm adding the chili pepper, ground chili pepper, and that's also marinating overnight. Now for the rest of the meat, I have my goat meat, I have beef tripe, and then I have some cow skin, and here I have some offal, cow tongue, some kidney, some gizzards, and some liver. And then here I have a chunk of smoked turkey. This gives your soup the best flavor. And here I have my stockfish, which I had soaked in water for about 30 minutes, salted. And I have half a cup of crayfish, and I have smoked mackerel. I'm only going to be using half of that. So here I have 1.5 cup of ground egusi. I have these bell peppers, 2 different types. Bell peppers give your food the best taste. That's me. Scotch bonnet, onions, 1 red, 1 white, and then I have my stock cubes, some curry powder, thyme, and kitchen glory seasoning. Right? And then here I have about half a cup of oil and other seasonings, as you can see, some ground turmeric, some ginger and garlic powder, some all-purpose, my locust bean pepper, and the actual locust bean itself. And for veggies, I have my spinach here, frozen ones. I have dried bitter leaf, and then I have my dried scent leaf as well. I did a video about this where I talked about the benefits. I'll link you to that as well. And fun time. I'm just going to be boiling the meat here, all of the meat except for the lamb, right? And I'm also throwing in the stockfish so it cooks for the longest time possible. And here I'm just seasoning with everything that I already showed you. And after all of the seasoning, we're just going to let it cook for about 15 minutes without adding anything into it for now, right? I usually just like it to sweat out its juices and absorb all of this seasoning before I add more water into it. Now I've already blended my bell peppers, and so the first thing I'm going to add to it is water from the blender, just rinsing out that pepper so I don't waste whatever is left on the blender. So this is after 15 minutes of boiling, adjusting for taste, and then I'm just going to pouring that water, and I'm going to add about 4 to 5 cups of water, and then I'm adding my cow skin. I'm going to let this boil for about an hour uninterrupted because I want my meat really soft. Next, I'm going to put my chopped smoked turkey into this tiny pot here, and I'm only going to be salting this, nothing else, and allowing it to boil for some time until that dries out. And in another pot, I'm going to be boiling my lamb chops for about 30 minutes or 20. Lamb chops don't really take long to get cooked, and I'll just adjust for taste because I don't know, my lamb doesn't. If you guys have any idea of what to do with lamb to get them to be really sweet, please leave me comments in the comment section below. Right, so this has dried out, burnt a little, but I mean that's what happens when you cook, right? Sometimes things burn. So I'm just going to add the chopped offal in there and just let it simmer for about 5 minutes, and that is done with. And then for the egusi, I'm going to be mashing it with my hand for a bit. I've added my chopped onions and my locust beans, and I've added another half a cup, so 2 cups in total. And I'm just going to keep massaging this or mashing this or whatever with my hand until the oil comes out. This is an alternative to actually frying the egusi, so with this I don't really need to fry anymore. So I just mash it with my hands continuously until it's bright and shiny and oily, and it's got out as much oil as you can see here, right? And you know it's ready. This I normally do because I don't like very chunky egusi, so I can determine the size of the chunkiness, if you would, before I even go in. So now my meat is soft, and I'm just going to set it aside real quick, and then add in my my pepper mix. This is the Scotch bonnet pepper and the bell peppers, and I'm adding in the oil. This is the method I'm using today. I'm going to show you other methods that you can use when you're making egusi soup, but this is one way to go about it, right? And so all I'm doing here is adjusting for seasoning and just making sure everything is nice and sweet. And I'm going to add my smoked mackerel fish. Like I said, I'm using just half of that, and then, you know, just stir that in for a bit, and then add my crayfish, stir that in as well, you know, just season generally and make sure it's to my taste. And then I'm going to drop the egusi. This is already going to be in the kind of sizes that I want, or should I say the lumpiness that I want. If you want them bigger, just make bigger chunks and then let it cook, right? So here I've let it cook for about 10 minutes. If one thing to note is that you need to cook your egusi for at least 30 minutes. If you don't cook it for that long, you run a risk of having a runny stomach, and nobody wants that. So 10 minutes here, I'm adding my bitter leaf, because bitter leaf does need some cooking time. And then I'm going to add back all of my meat. Whew, I keep saying my meat. I'm going to add back all of my meat and then add some more water, just enough to allow for the 30 minutes cooking time, right? I'm going to stir this in and adjust for taste. Your taste buds is all you need at this point to determine just how sweet this soup is going to be. Check for taste, adjust it as you will. Oh, and before I forget, I keep forgetting, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscribe button, is the red one to your right, I suppose. And so we can meet here every Friday. Make sure you turn your notification on, right? So as you saw there, I added the lamb, just added some more water, and I'm going to cover that and let it cook for some 20 minutes. So after 20 minutes, I check, we're going strong, the aroma is perfect, and I've just added in my scent leaves, as you can see. right? Scent leaves can cook for about 10 minutes. So remember, we're 20 minutes through. I've added the scent leaves. I've let it cook for another 5 minutes, and I've checked again. Keep checking for taste before, at least at this time where you have 5 minutes to go, make sure it's already exactly as you want it. So I'm adding my spinach now. That's not enough. I would like it to have more, so I'm just going to get some more frozen ones and add them in. Right, and I'm just gonna stir that and then cover to simmer for about 5 minutes, and this beautiful gorgeous egusi soup is ready. This is the healthiest pot of soup that you would ever find. I mean, look at everything that went in there. There's no red meat, there's just offal, which is healthy, or which are healthy. There's fish, there's goat meat. I mean, that's probably the best meat you can find out there. There's some vegetables with all of the different health benefits they all bring to the pot, and I already showed you all of the health benefits of egusi itself. This is something that you make and you eat for a long period of time. You put them in Tupperwares and put them in your fridge or freezer, and you can use this for 3 weeks. You don't even have to eat this with anything. You can just, make a plate like this and eat it by itself. It's super healthy. Or you can eat it with other things like white rice or any kind of swallows. As you know, my favorite thing to eat with egusi soup is pounded yam or poundo, but of course you can eat it with eba, amala, and any other thing that you want to. I definitely had this with poundo the very next day. This is what it looks like the next day. So I hope you try this recipe. I really hope you enjoy it. This is a once in a while recipe, but well worth it. I'll see you guys again here next Friday.